What's up everybody, it's Sean here, back today to give you a review of the Kith and Asics collaboration on the Gel-1130 in this cream and Starlight Blue colorway. Do you have shoes in your collection that are turning yellow or crumbling? Well, that's where Capsule comes into play. So Capsule is an innovative product on the market which helps to preserve your sneakers and helps to extend their lives by up to 2 times. Their product is very simple and it looks just like this. So here is an example. I have in this Capsule pod my Off-White Air Max 97s. And as you can see, this is an airtight UV protective pod which you store your shoes inside, but where the magic happens comes in the form of their cartridge which you inject into this pod. So the cartridge contains a special formula and it acts as a preservative by not only pushing out the bad air containing the oxygen and the dirt inside the pod, but it fills the pod with a preservative, which tackles the main reasons why your shoes age, fade, and crumble over time, which is hydrolysis and oxidization. So by keeping your shoes in this airtight pod, this is the best environment to keep your shoes in to ensure they last double the amount of time that they would if they were just sitting in a shoebox on your shelf. And if you have your doubts, this is a scientifically backed formula, which has gone through rigorous testing and trials, and the results are real. So check out Capsule, I'll link their socials, their website, all that good stuff down below. Do your own research, make sure that you're comfortable with a product like this. Honestly, I was a bit skeptical at first too, but if you do decide to try this out, tell them that you heard about them through my channel. So this right here is a collaboration between Kith and Asics. I believe they had a restock though this year, because from what I've heard, they're actually sitting in Kith stores around the world. And they also offered this through the Kith app, I believe for those that are on select tiers like Vitality tier, for example. So that's how I managed to grab this pair. So these retail for a price of, I believe, 110 US dollars, and it's just under 150 Canadian dollars, which makes this a very affordable option, especially when you compare it to a lot of New Balance shoes that are in the 200s or even 300s, and Jordans, of course, which are in that similar price range. So the colorway for this shoe is cream and Starlight Blue. And this is a very fresh and very simple colorway that you can wear a lot during the summer. And I really recommend the 1130 model in general, specifically to be worn in the summer because it's extremely lightweight and it's very breathable. So jumping into the details of the shoe itself, the majority of the upper is crafted out of a very lightweight, very breathable, open style mesh. Right above this towards the laces, we have this synthetic silver layer with Kith branding in this light blue color. Overlaid on the front toe cap, we have another synthetic leather layer here, and we have this light blue colored detailing. Covering the eyelets, we have more synthetic silver layers, and then on the mid panel, we have the signature Asics stripes. This is done in a mix of silver, white, and light blue. Covering the heel, we have this large, swooping overlay, and we have the letter spelling gel cutting across. And then on the medial heel, we have another synthetic leather layer here, which is also done in silver. As far as the laces go, this pair comes with 4 different lace options. The standard lace that they come with is a chunky rope style lace in blue, but they also come with a cream and blue mixed lace, which is the one that I think looks the best, along with a white colored lace and a cream colored lace as well. Underneath this, the tongue is crafted out of that same open style mesh, and then on the top of the tongue, we have Asics Gel-1130 branding fused onto the mesh on the top. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in a layer of mesh, and it's pretty thinly padded, all things considered. For the insoles, this is your basic foam line insole, nothing special here. It's mesh lined on top, and we have Asics and Kith co-branding pressed onto the heel. So the upper of the Gel-1130 sits atop this chunky foam midsole, which is painted in this vintage looking cream color. Underneath the heel, we have a small gel unit, which is theoretically there to help with impact protection and shock absorption, but the gel used in the Gel-1130 is very small, so it doesn't really make too much of a difference from an actual comfort or performance standpoint. Turning the shoe over to the bottom, so the outsole here is crafted out of a mix of black and blue colored rubber. We have these grooves to give you a little bit more flexibility, and gel branding on the heel. And then in the middle, we have Asics Trustic technology, which is basically a TPU shank plate, which wraps up onto the midsole itself, giving you some midfoot support and torsional rigidity. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair, and for those wondering about how these fit, so I feel like the Gel-1130, they do run true to size, but they're definitely on the roomier side. So if you have a narrow foot and you like a really exact snug one-to-one fit, I can see some people wanting to go a half size down with these. But if you like more of a spacious, roomy toe box, then you can go true to size and they'll fit very comfortably. Like I said, there's a lot of volume within the shoe because there aren't too many layers on the upper. It's basically a predominantly mesh build, so your feet have quite a bit of room to wiggle around. So while you get comfort from a width perspective, it kind of comes at the expense of lockdown and support. But for me, I got these in my normal size 10, which is the same size I'd wear in like the GT2160 or the Gel-1130, except of course this being the roomier fit of the three. Next up in terms of the comfort, so the Gel-1130 is an extremely comfortable sneaker. It's one that I wear very often. It's just one of those models that I leave by the door, especially in the summer when I want something very lightweight, very breathable, and at the price point that it's priced at, I'm not gonna be afraid of getting these messy or dirty. So it's very light, and then underfoot, you have a decent amount of plushness to it. But again, like I mentioned, you don't have the most support, especially underneath the arches of your feet. And I feel like sometimes I really have to tighten up the laces just to give my foot more support because of the volume and how roomy the shoe can be. But all in all, if you're looking for a light, decently plush feeling shoe underfoot, I think this is a very solid option. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, so as expected, there's really nothing special about this shoe. It's just a bunch of meshes with synthetic materials. So we have synthetic leathers on the upper, and there's no actual premium materials on this shoe, even though it is a Kith collaboration. But considering the price point that you're paying, 110 USD or 150 Canadian dollars, I think the materials are gonna be fine for what you're paying. And I thought the overall craftsmanship was pretty solid. There were no major errors or flaws visible on my pair. So all in all, no real complaints about these. It's exactly what I expected when I clicked purchase online. So with all that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, if you're looking for a Kith branded Asics sneaker that's not gonna break the bank, one that's very comfortable for the summer, I think this is a really solid option. The colorway is very simple. It's all pretty muted, so it's not really gonna turn any heads. But if you're looking for just a daily use sneaker, this is one of those silhouettes that I really like. And I have a couple of pairs just by the door. If I'm running errands, dropping my kid off at school, things like that, I'm more often than not in a model like this. So leave your thoughts down below. Let me know, what do you guys think about this Kith Asics Gel-1130 in the Starlight Blue color? For anyone watching, is this a model you'd pick up? Are you not a fan of this color? Or are you not a fan of the silhouette in itself? Leave your thoughts down below and let me know what you think. And as usual, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my social media accounts down below for you to follow me there as well. And again, shout out to Capsule. Thank you for sponsoring today's video. So until next time, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in my next review.